Fireworks are dangerous, okay? Oh God, oh my God.
This looks like a New Kids skit.
Droplet, jongen, kanker omhoog.
5.
5?
Yeah.
She's dead. Somebody's Deliveroo.
All right, if she's dead, I'll go to 4.
Yeah, but like he's delivering food for somebody.
It's too late. She's dead, he's too late.
Kijk, nat.
Kom op, man. In de water.
Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me.
All the way from the United Kingdom, Russell Howard.
Good. Do you do that regularly?
Yeah, I'm just trying to hype myself up,
Yeah,
you know.
makes sense.
You're in the Luxor coming Wednesday.
I am.
Actually tonight. So if you're done watching, hop in the car, get on your bike, whatever, go to Rotterdam, Nieuwe Luxor. Still a couple of tickets available, so be quick. If you're not able to catch Russell in Rotterdam, he's also in Amsterdam.
There's a few left on the 20th.
Bullying your dad.
Your dad? Oh, sorry.
You fucking asshole, fucking stupid. Fuck off, for fuck's sake. You fucking.
Now this is better.
Oh wow!
Fuck off, you fucker. Fuck off. You... Fucking idiot! You fucking idiot!
Great. 5.
Yeah, that's a 5. It's got everything that's got slapstick and it's got anger.
The genuine anger.
Yeah, I love it. But also you feel the love. He must be so loved by his dad because otherwise he'd be dead.
Ah, fuck! Come on!
It reminds me of Plakband Oma.
Ah, good side!
She actually doesn't use any diseases. Kutzooi, like cunt stuff.
Ah, good side! Ja, de hoogte van mijn idioot!
Presumably that's her son that's done that, and the mum's response to that is pussy stuff.
Yeah.
For me, that makes the clip even funnier. That you can get that kind of language out of your mum. Slapstick and parents is it's a non-stop winner, isn't it?
Oh, guys, come on. Tommy, give me one. Come on,
Oh, you can bet on the Roomba. Which one goes in first, right?
Well, it's going to be bottom left.
I'll put my money on the red one.
Okay.
In the left top.
Oh, come to daddy.
Come on.
Oh, don't do that combination. No combination.
There he
Oh,
goes.
you got it. That's you.
Oh no, it's not in. It's the yellow one is going in. No, the blue one.
Nothing is going in.
Nothing is going in. It's a scam, and that's how the house always wins.
This makes me think that when AI eventually takes us over, clips like this are going to go bad because the robots will gather us around and say, you used to use me like a whore for your own fun. I don't even ask Alexa for anything these days. Or Siri, I just ask them how they are, because when the robots come, videos like this are going to have us in real shit. Yeah, oh, there you go. Bottom right. My favourite bet ever, I bet my brother £20 that he couldn't eat dog food. And he did.
Yeah,
but he didn't finish the tin, so I kept the money.
Right.
And as a fun bit of trivia, that was also an hour after I met my wife for the first time. So it was a really spectacular day. I met the love of my life and my brother ate dog food. How about you? What's your favourite bet?
I've excluded myself from all gambling due to my very bad addiction. You have this online register where you can put yourself in
So like sort of like door to door, you know what they do if you're a paedophile? You have to go door to door.
Right.
So you basically doorstepped yourself.
Right.
Turned up and said, I'm an addict.
Yeah.
Don't let me near any finances.
And they've excluded me for 99 years.
Wow.
And that's also
For
including...
99 years?
Yeah, and that's
Okay.
so that's not only online, it's also in the real location. If I would pull up to a casino and show my ID, they would bleep, 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 and they would say, I'm sorry, René.
That's so
You're not
interesting.
getting in.
Go die!
Right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you go. Ole.
Yeet.
Oh, ole.
The audience sounds happy.
This is Australia, isn't it?
What the fuck? He did it, bro!
Bro, did it, bro? That sounds like to me.
Eden Park, New Zealand.
Is it New? Yeah. It looks like, you know, there's a microscope and we're looking at Australian sperm. Moments like this are extraordinary because when we were kids, a moment like this would have lived in your memory. You would never have had a video of it. But now, it doesn't matter what that man does with the rest of his... Like, he could cure cancer. This video will be with him at his wedding day,
Yeah.
at his funeral, possibly job applications, just because he got shit-faced.
Well, this is a really good move.
Yeah, it is a good move.
This is the classic streaker.
Okay.
I think you know this.
Go streaky, run quad!
Oh. There's something about that laugh. What you don't see is that people are playing paddle.
Yeah. I do believe that if you go streaking, you shouldn't hide your pee-pee.
What would he have done if he'd have got in there is my point. But that man would get in there naked, run around for about 5-10 minutes, and then eventually have to leave. And that would be the saddest end to any streaking video, wouldn't it? To go from way to...
All right, then.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's go back to the new one. I gotta give it 5 reten for
right.
effort, for execution.
Yes.
I do think he's got a lovely body as well.
His mate tries to do it as well and couldn't even clear the first hurdle. So technically he's got over 3 people.
Yep.
So he's beaten that man. So I'm going to give it 3. Actually 4 because he beats him. The jump is the highlight. So yeah, I'm going to say 4.
What's that?
Smoke on the water! Smoke!
On the water.
Whoa!
Wow.
Happy New Year! Everybody! Come on! Oh no! Hot.
That does have a Santa Claus in January vibe about it. He's had a big, he's had a big Christmas.
Stressed out.
And now he's relaxing.
Smoke on the water!
Who's filming that though?
This looks like a nice weekend, you know, with the boys. I was in the sauna yesterday, in the sauna. I always wonder, why is it like the middle-aged or over middle-aged men who don't try any effort to like put on a rope or wrap around a towel or anything? It's
interesting because like in Germany, they're very militant about nudity in a sauna.
Yeah.
So I went to a sauna and I was wearing, you know, very English, shorts on, don't want to cause a scene. Because I think if you went naked in a sauna in England, they would assume you were a pervert. Right. You know, if you were with women as well. And I saw this group of women, there's probably about 7 of them, and they were completely and I genuinely thought like a group of grandmothers had had a breakdown.
Yeah.
Because they were all naked, you know, everything was swinging and wiggling, and and then they kind of got in with me, and I was basically told off in German.
Yeah.
For wearing trunks. So I don't speak German, but it was like, a lot of that.
It was obvious enough.
Yeah, it was kind of, and I've never got naked before in such an apologetic way. Like, so I was like and I, for some reason, I put on like a slight German twinge. So I was like, sorry. Like,
Would This Hurt is the title.
Would This Hurt? Oh God, man.
The worst possible outcome.
Transformers, that was in his eye. He could have died then.
And also,
but it was so close to his neck. That would be probably the perfect way for an American Trump voter to die. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I was killed by a truck. But look at that guy, just carries on filming.
Yeah, good cameraman.
Do we know if he's all right?
He still lives. We hope.
I'm going to rate that 1 for me because it's just too harrowing. I don't really like watching nature documentaries with David Attenborough whenever an animal's killed. The thing that I hate the most, do you have this? At the end of the nature documentary, they have an extra 10 minutes where you have to see how they made the shot.
Yeah.
And it's so depressing. Yeah. So it's also, here we see Jeff. Jeff's been in a hedge for 3 years.
Yep.
His wife's left him, but he got a good shot of a parrot yawning.
1 for you.
Yeah, how about you?
I'll give it a 3.
On what basis?
Yeah, I did feel something on the inside, and that's why we all go to the internet to feel something.
Right, what's next? Oh God. Something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, keep going on. Then we have some sounds for the silent video.
Oh God, thanks, guys.
There you go. Yep.
What happened? Oh, you crashed.
Not too bad. Nobody got hurt.
No.
So not too much emotion. So for me, it's only a 2.
It's quite nice when someone driving like a moron gets their comeuppance and there's no pain. Where is this? Where do we think this feels Europe?
On the signs, a hospital.
Is it true? I was reading something today. When you curse, when you sort of swear.
A lot of conquer.
A lot of what's conquer?
Cancer.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah. Crabs,
so you kind of say diseases that you hope the person who's caused your annoyance will get. Is that right?
It's more like a term to to really give some power to the thing you're saying.
Hij heeft mijn kankerbrommer in het water gereden.
From what I read, there was the implication that if you're like riding your bike and somebody cuts you up, you go conquer.
Yeah. Yeah, kankerleier. So somebody haver of cancer.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but it's not like. But that's fucking wild.
We assume you already have it, and we're not wishing it upon you.
So hang on. So you're diagnosing them.
Yeah.
So you're sort of saying, well, the reason that's happened.
Yeah.
So it's you shout out diseases because you're annoyed. Yes.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
For us. You guys say fuck this and fuck that, and we would never say that.
But you do say mierenneuken, which is
mierenneuken, yeah.
But that's antfucker. See, in England we nitpick.
Yeah.
We pick the nit. But it's interesting how that sort of phrase has travelled. In England, we're picking it, and by the time we get over here, you perverts are fucking it. Anyway, that's a 2 for me.
Oh boy, this is horrible. Spanish Temptation Island.
¡Oh, qué barbaridad! ¡Mamá acuática!
Cálmate, Stephanie. Yo esto no lo permito, No, Stephanie, por favor.
Calm down, Stephanie.
Por favor. ¿Qué hace? Madre mía, vaya guarro, tío.
How funny is this, right? See, keep it on this. That plinth was not designed for that. That should have a really important document about them curing a disease.
A Bible.
Instead, a Bible. Instead, it's a video of a man getting blown whilst his poor girlfriend Stephanie watches on. And then Stephanie, who is forced to watch her boyfriend cheating on her, then gets told to calm down.
Cálmate, Stephanie.
When a woman goes down on a man, to put it politely,
yeah,
she always has to has to hold her breath, if I'm not mistaken. So are you a lady? Please tell us, do you have to hold your breath?
I imagine you just do it very quickly, unless you're a keen student of Wim Hof.
Right.
Then
Wim Hof is actually like semi-cancelled. An ex-girlfriend tells about physical and psychological violence against her and her children.
He looks like the kind of guy who would do stuff like that. It kind of looks like the crime fits.
So that's how he got famous. You know, he every day went to the pond here in Amsterdam.
Yes.
And he would sit on the fountain head, and then the fountain would go on and off, and he would, in that way, you know, clean his insides.
Really?
But then one day, they changed the fountain heads.
Right.
And they also changed the pressure. And obviously nobody of the municipal works told Wim Hof.
Yes.
So he was just going on, doing his regular daily stuff, sitting on the fountainhead, but then the pressure was up all the way. So he actually ripped his anus and had to go to the hospital.
Why did nobody do anything in the days previously?
Well, it's Amsterdam, you know. So I figured just the neighbors were just, oh, well, that's Wim. There's Wim, that's just Wim.
The interesting thing is, it's actually Wim Hof in this video that's blowing that bloke. Pull it in, pull it off. I'd like to watch a show where there's different temptations. Do you know what I mean? Wet paint, do not touch. And it's everywhere and you're like, yeah, like that. Why does it always have to be sex?
Ik heb zo net aan het gesproken, je hebt gekust vannacht. En ik weet niet wat er nog meer gebeurd is.
We hebben gewoon, we hebben wel aan elkaar gezeten en zo. En we hebben, het kan zijn op dat moment dat we wel, zeg maar, contact hebben gehad op een of andere manier.
Kan je iets meer in details treden, alsjeblieft?
Ja, gewoon, er is wel een kus geweest.
Was dat alles?
Dat zijn de dingen die er zijn gebeurd.
Seks gehad?
Nee.
Gina, als je wil, kunnen we je een audiofragment laten horen.
Ja, graag.
It's so hard.
What's interesting about that is the look he gives is the same look that every kid looks when their mum catches them eating cookies before tea. Like, do you know what I mean? It's that thing of like, did you have any cookies? Did you have any cookies? No, of course, mum. Right, okay, you're going to eat your dinner? Yeah. And then suddenly your mum's found an audio recording of you like... Maybe his comeback is like, listen, that sounds bad, but I was actually making burgers. Yeah. And
smash burgers.
I was kind of getting all the mince together. And I was just...
Oh, that's a very difficult dress to walk in anyway.
Hey!
He just leaves her there casually. He doesn't help her up.
Shut up, you want in the house. Have to go out and go mental.
Hello? Oh, there he goes. No, what the hell, dude? Oh. It's actually a feel-good story because everything turns around in a good way, you know? You know, there's actually a lot of videos also on Dumpert of English ladies or English young ladies going out. And especially it's about the way they dress. If you see a group of girls, you can tell, like from 100 yards away, they're British or they're from...
Right. What are the giveaways?
Lots and lots of makeup.
Right.
Not too many bras.
Not too many bras. What?
And you know, these cocktail dresses, high heels.
Right.
You know, in Holland you can just go to the bar in like this.
But the thing is, Dutch people are tall, so you don't need high heels.
Right.
Whereas you know, a lot of English women will need high heels to reach the bar so they can get served. Is somebody in the car? Whoa! Oh.
Ja, dus we zijn dus glas.
Is this checkpoint Charlie or? I figured they would have like these little hammers where you just like. Dunk.
Oh!
Ay, ay, ay.
Oh my God! Oh God! They shot him. He's fine. Holy fuck!
And they're firing right now. Wow, it's crazy.
Bel de landingspolitie, bel de landingspolitie.
And he left. He just drove off. Yes. That's crazy.
Why did he take so long to drive away? He was in shock.
He was in shock.
So he's a Dutch guy, and this is in Germany.
It's crazy that you would have. They almost shot a man just because he panicked.
Yeah, but
You don't know that. Right?
It's also that thing of going. If you're asked to step out of the car, step out of the car. If you can see they've got guns, imagine. How did Dad die? He panicked. That video for me is a 1, just because it's just so harrowing.
Oh, can I tell you a fact?
Yeah.
That might influence you for popping your balloon.
Okay.
I have a super rare medical condition called uterus delphius, which means I have 2 uteruses, 2 cervixes, and 2 vaginas.
What?
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information.
I have autism.
I don't know. Pretty fucking cool.
Thank you.
So you have 2...
Okay.
I have 2 of everything, yeah.
Ask your questions.
Is it like side by side or?
Yeah, east and west, yeah.
West is to the fucking...
So she's trying to win them over, I presume. And she says, I've got 2 vaginas. And they're all like, well, fucking hell, Jesus Christ, that could be incredible. Who knows, right? I just cannot think that there's no flip. There's no show where there's a man trying to impress a woman and he's like going, I've got 2 dicks. And they're like, oi, 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 girls, keep your balloons down.
She might have just saved herself by saying she's got 2 vaginas. Is that allowed? Yeah, can we ask for proof?
No, you can't. It's on the BBC, come on.
I'd be amazed if that's on the BBC. I don't know what this show is.
Hey, this is your country, mate.
Yeah, but I'm 44.
2 uteruses, 2 cervixes, and 2 vaginas.
A friend of mine has recently had to learn, and he's in a loving relationship, but he's learnt Elton John songs on his piano.
Right.
So that his wife will have sex with him, right? That's the point. So he's had to learn a musical instrument, he's had to play songs, and she is so won over by this, he's had sex.
Yeah.
Versus, I've got 2 fannies, and they're like, Jesus Christ, they're life.
Yeah.
Ask your questions.
Is it like side by side or?
Yeah, east and west, yeah.
That's actually quite a good question.
Yeah, it is. So presumably she doesn't have a camel toe, she has a camel foot.
I would pay to see that, actually.
I'm so intrigued.
Is she like satisfied when you've, climaxed her at 1? Do you have to do the other one? Or can you then just go and nap?
Yeah.
So it's a normal, regular vagina, and then behind the outer lips are like 2 entrances.
So technically, you could have quads, because you could have twins in each.
Yeah, and maybe like two fathers at the same time.
Maybe that's why she was going on the show.
That's pretty fucking cool. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information now.
I have autism.
We used to have a show in the UK called Blind Date. They were behind a kind of curtain, and you would try and win over the other person.
Just by talking?
By being charming. Yeah, right. Yeah. So, and now we have a show called Naked Attraction.
What is going on there? Oh, it's like a cute little UFO thing.
Isn't it mad? Like that we've gone from something like gentle and charming to just stood there naked.
Yep. I don't like your thighs. Next.
I have 2.
Okay.
I have 2 of everything, yeah.
I like this video. It's crazy. I'll give it 3 reet. 3 reet, jongens. Tornado.
Oh, jeez.
No way.
This is actually footage from the 2 vaginas.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber. He's currently going through a difficult time.
Please tell me they're not just at a house here. Gosh.
gosh. Oh my gosh. There's people. There's people.
Is that a baby? Oh my.
Oh, flipping boy.
Get in! Get in the car!
Please.
Get in the car!
Please, God, help!
Open the door, get in!
Hurry.
Come on, guys! Get in the other side! Other side! Other side! Come on!
Come on!
Come on!
Please get us. I need your phone. I gotta call my mom.
Right here, get in!
Get in! Get in! I know! Look at me, look at me. Look at me, look at me. I gotta look where you're bleeding, okay? Look at me, like.
Get to the hospital, buddy.
Hey, Wes, I love you.
To make this very
Hey,
quick.
we're okay.
I've got injured people in my car right now.
Okay, where?
There's a tornado here. Where are we at, guys?
Hodges.
Hodges,
Texas.
Hodges, Texas.
West.
Wow, that is. I don't think I've been more present for a long time in my life.
Yeah.
That was real. My mouth is dry.
It's something out of a movie, right?
It's insane, but he kind of gets them free.
Get in the other side! Other side! Other side! Come on!
Come on!
Come on!
Please get us. I need your phone.
I mean, she's in a state of real panic, but she doesn't thank him. She just says, give me your phone.
I gotta call my mom.
I wonder what she's called her mum up about. Please tell me you recorded Temptation Island.
Yeah. Almost a year old, but he just uploaded it. So you can be happy, Donna and Wilco, you're not that slow in editing.
But that's not real.
I think it's real.
It can't be real. How do you put your pants on? It just feels like any second it's going to pop. Well, I mean, that's the crucial thing. Where are his nipples?
I don't think there are too many ladies, you know, who find this attractive.
If he was on a dating show where there were girls holding balloons, they would pop those balloons immediately and then start popping bits of him. Oh my Lord, look at that. Rest in peace. Fucking hell. What? Look at... Jesus Christ. Can you imagine? But the one that says rest in peace, like...
He's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, right?
But he's how did Vladimir die? Well, you'll never guess.
He blew up. Check de website van Russell voor kaartjes vanavond in Luxor, morgen en overmorgen in Amsterdam. Russell, thanks a lot.
Thanks,
I really
mate.
enjoyed. Really honored that you wanted to be here again.
Of course, man.
In our
I love
little
it.
show.
Yeah, it's fun.
Thank you very much, and well, have a great time in the Luxor and in Amsterdam.
I will do. See you then.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Kijk, laat me.
Kom op, man. In de water.
DumpertReeten!